Hey, this evening we have a lot going on. It's very nice to see a full council chamber with lots of happy faces, and we have lots of great things to really talk about this evening. And the first one has to do with our sister city, Honda, Japan, and Selena is here to tell us about that.
Good evening. Since 1981, the City of Midland has maintained a wonderful sister city relationship with the city of Honda, Japan. Over the past 20-some years, we've started to develop the changing of delegations that would travel here to Michigan, and we would send delegations to Honda, Japan, mostly to attend our sister city's prestigious Dashi Festival. John Metcalf, who is our current chair of the Midland Honda Sister City Committee, traveled to Honda this past October to attend the Dashi Festival. John is with us this evening to share a brief presentation that includes updates on the program, a review of his trip to Honda, and several gifts that the City of Honda wants to present to our City Council this evening. And for added excitement, our friends in the city of Honda, Japan are watching via streaming video this evening, so we hope that you'll show them some love and that John will represent them well when he shares with you his trip to Honda, Japan. So with that, I'd like to introduce our chair of the Midland Honda Sister City Committee, John Metcalf.
Thank you. All right. Oops. Well, good evening, and thank you very much for inviting me to speak about our wonderful sister city relationship with Honda, Japan. We do have, as Selena said, we do have representatives from Honda watching on video. So, Honda市の皆さん、参加ありがとうございます。So, oh, okay. Okay. So, as Selena said, we have had a relationship since 1981 when Mayor Joseph Mann traveled to Honda to sign the agreement to become a sister city with Mayor Hiroshi Takeuchi in Honda. Since that time, one of our main activities has been a student exchange, which we've had for over 40 years. And we've sent over 105 students back and forth. Obviously, about half of them from Honda coming to Midland, and the other half from Midland going to Honda. So obviously, part of our philosophy with this is that our people-to-people exchanges, our student exchanges, help expose our students and their students to each other and to the broader world. And as Mr. Twain once wrote, travel is fatal to prejudice, bigotry, and narrow-mindedness, and many of our people need it on that account. Just this last summer, we had an exchange where 3 Honda students came and stayed with 9 Midland homestay families. So even though we send 3 students and they send 3 students to us, it's not confined to just those students, the experience. I mean, as you can see, there's 9 families. This was the group that welcomed them and that they stayed with. So it goes beyond just those students. It's the families that house the students. It's their neighbors. It's their friends and families. They get to meet these students and are exposed then to these wonderful people. And the same when we send our students to Honda. So this last October, my daughter and myself had a chance to visit Honda, where we were the guests for the Dashi Festival, which they hold once every 4 years. So in this picture we have, starting from the left, my daughter Nana, myself, Mayor Kuze of Honda, the City Council Chairperson, Mr. Sawada, and then on the far right is the Honda International Association Chair, Mr. Nakamura, who basically kind of has the equivalent position of myself. So while we were there, I was able to give a presentation to the City Council, much like what I'm giving to you today. And then we had an exchange of gifts. So we exchanged flags. And one of the initiatives that I asked the Honda City Council to adopt, and also I asked our own City Council to adopt, is to make June 5th an official Midland Honda Sister City Day. And make that a declaration so that every year we can recognize the fact that we have this relationship and to remind people that we've had this for going on for now 42 years. And we have the Honda flag, as you can see, back behind City Manager Kay. And we gave, of course, our Midland flag to them. Oops. So there was also an exchange of gifts, which I have brought with me today to then present to our city council. So if you will bear with me for just a minute. Each gift was from a different member. So this wonderful lacquer bowl was from the mayor himself. And over the years, it's been a custom for us to exchange gifts. And many of the gifts that have come from Honda are housed at the Midland Library. So, I'm going to present this to Mayor Knocker. This is from Mayor Kuzet.
It's beautiful.
And then from the Honda City Council chairperson presented us with this wonderful doll, Japanese doll, which I'm showing to you backwards. And it comes in a nice case. So,
Thank you.
and finally, our Mr. Nakamura, the chair of the International Association, presented us with a plaque, piece of art that represents the Dashi Festival, and you'll see some photos here of that a little bit later. But this is all inlaid wood, and then the pictures represented on it. Okay. As part of the exchange, we took something that we thought represented Midland well, which were these sculptures that were designed by Alden B. Dow and are actually fabricated at the Alden B. Dow studio and home. Also provided a book there, the wonderful Midwestern modern coffee table book that was also given to them. So you can see that provided those. As we traveled around Honda, we got to see a lot of significant cultural and important places. So the red brick building, which is on the top left, which is a historic building that is over 100 years old, that is being restored. It was originally a brewery, and the company, they're trying to reintroduce that beer brand back into existence. Below that is Mitsukan Museum. Mitsukan is one of their primary businesses. It's a nationwide, actually international maker of rice vinegar. So if you've ever had sushi, there's a good chance that it has a Mitsukan rice vinegar as part of the creation. And they have a wonderful museum as part of that. Then they have a museum that is dedicated to the creation of sake. And then also, they have a famous children's book author, Nimi Dankichi, who has created a number of very famous works that are well known all over Japan. And we may know him from, he did one called Gone the Little Fox. And so whenever you see foxes around Midland, there's a good chance that that was influenced by the fact that Honda is our sister city, has Nimi Dankichi as one of their famous residents. So, of course, the Dashi Matsuri itself was amazing. So it's 31 floats that come from all over the city. There are these large multi-story floats that people pull through the streets, and then they all gather at the end of the day in this very large public square. And it's impossible to describe in words. I actually took some video and pictures, and so I'll be trying to create a video presentation that we'll put onto MCTV so that everybody in Midland can see this amazing festival. But obviously, it's more than just the places and the events. The people of Honda are just, warm and welcoming, and made a lot of new friends. And in fact, you see it in the bottom lower picture. Some of the folks on the right there are former students who came to Midland and had a chance to meet with them. So reconnect. It was a great experience and a great time. So As our continuing relationship goes on this coming year in 2024, we will be sending 3 students, Midland residents or Midland school attendees, either sophomores, juniors, or seniors. They'll be traveling at the end of July through early August, and there'll be 3 weeks with 3 different Honda families. So applications will be online starting probably about mid to end of February. So look for that, and all the applications are online. Obviously, if you have any questions, you can contact the city or the Honda International, or the Midland Honda Association or group. So it's midlandhonda@gmail.com. It's that simple. So if you have any questions, feel free to send them along. And we hope you get lots and lots of applications. And lastly, I would just like to thank Mayor Donker, the City Council, the people of Midland, obviously the folks from Honda, for your continued support and your recognition of our wonderful sister city relationship. We've had a wonderful committee that has worked on this for over 40 years, represented by Dick Delinsky here, as well as myself. We've had wonderful sponsors and supporters within the community, businesses and organizations that have not only put up money, but have provided spots to hold events and so forth. So we thank you very much for your continued support, and hopefully we'll go another 40 years. Thank you.
Wonderful. John, thank you so much for being here this evening. And I want to say on behalf of all of us in Midland, thank you to the folks in Honda for joining us. I think it's morning there this morning, and this evening for us. We're just so grateful and thrilled. These are beautiful. We'll make sure they're on display so our community members can see them. I had the opportunity to go to Honda years ago, and the hospitality is something that I never experienced before. I thought that my family was gracious. It's nothing compared to what they're like in Honda. They are, you feel very welcomed, very privileged while you're there to be part of it. And it is a wonderful cultural experience. And it's great that we have this opportunity every year for students to come here or our students to go there. I think the world is getting smaller in many ways. And it's important that we know one another, and what a great way to do that. And so this has been a wonderful experience for our community. I know Diane has been, and Marty has been. And please, is there anything that you'd like to say?
Well, it was an event of a lifetime to be able to go there. And I also have a pretty good friend who might be watching, so I'd like to say hello to Adachi-san. If you're on, hello from Midland, and hope you and everyone are doing well.
Yes, and thank you for all your hospitality when I was there. We enjoyed it thoroughly. We love the relationship that we have with your city, and we hope it continues.
Mm-hmm. And we look forward to meeting our 3 students that will be going over there next year. So wonderful. Again, thank you.
Start interviewing in February. So
great. Again, thank you very much.
Thank you.
And thank you for Dr. Delinsky being here tonight as part of the committee. He's been involved with this for a long time. And it takes lots of people to make this happen, for sure.